So friends, I know a lot of people have spoken about smart cities and what smart city really means and so on. So I will not go into all those definitions, right? I want to play a video of a very critical healthcare thing which even an Anganwadi teacher can do. So a typical echocardiogram, for example, a typical echocardiogram takes 2,500 rupees in a hospital, right? And even then it is only 60% accurate. So we have made a device. It's got a very scientific name, multi-sensor, EOS query based IoT device, which can take an echocardiogram within hardly 1 minute and send to the doctor with 92% accuracy. Now, in every, whether you call it smart city or a smart village or whatever, even to the most marginalized population, you can take this device and it's only 100 rupees per echocardiogram. Okay. There is a lot of medical terminology here, but you don't have to worry about it. But there are 34 parameters in the heart which are measured by this IoT or embedded device, which makes a big difference. So whether it's in a small hospital, lot of government hospitals in a smart city, whether it's in villages, it can be propagated to the most marginalized population across. That's the beauty of this. We have, in fact, Narayan Devisetti, everybody knows him, right? He is the most celebrated cardiologist in India. He has said this is one of the top devices he has ever seen. And it is there on his website. And the beauty is, you have to take health. What is smart? Like so many people expounded on that. Smart means you take some technology and make a big difference in the lives of people, right? So even healthcare is a big affair in smart cities, smart villages. That's what it does. From Trident Technologies, and my team is also here. We tend to do some good cutting-edge stuff in multiple areas. A lot of game-changing edge computing, IoT and AI solutions for smart cities. Now, everybody talks about AI, right? It's a buzzword, right? IoT is again a buzzword. So, I'll show you some examples as to how we have made an impact. There's the first Daimler-Benz car. When they made the car, 100 years back, nobody wanted to see this. Why? Because they thought, what sort of animal is this? Right? The same is happening with a lot of technology in smart cities. What animal is this? He talks about AI, he talks about drone, he talks about space solution. ये real है or it's all imaginary and hyped up. So this, because people were not sitting in the car, they decided that they will put a small, they'll make a horse sort of thing, a sort of toy, and then stick it there. If you see, there is even a chabuk rakhne ke liye, there is a chabuk holder on the right side, right? And we have come a long way now, right? We talk about self-driving car technology and so on, using a lot of artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? This is also true for so many technologies in their infancy and they're floating around in different arenas. This is a typical hype cycle, right? There are many technologies across. People say robotic process automation, for rapid citizen services, healthcare for the masses. Then there's the next-gen cameras for surveillance. In fact, my very good friend Sridhar is also here. They do cutting-edge cameras. It's all totally made in India with no Chinese chips. Made in Bangalore, made in Bangalore with no Chinese chips, right? This is a very, very important statement. Why? Because normally, you see any camera, POV or anything, you're doing surveillance, right? It's going to Chinese cameras. Whether it's transmitting to China or is it being just in India, we don't know, right? We can't even make it out. That's the beauty of what we do with cameras. We actually manufacture end-to-end stuff. Actual cameras which do all the computing at the edge. We also do drones. We also fly drones for the UN Peacekeeping Force for surveillance and multiple other opportunities. Now, this is one classic example of what can be done in every smart city. So, we had this problem. It had come from Monsanto saying, can you grow for us cotton, jute, spinach, like the 5 crops and at 5 times the speed as it would grow outside. They only gave us the nutrients, but we had a ship container sort of thing where we instrument in such a way and optimize all the nutrient flow, the lighting, using IoT in such a way that we could grow these crops at least 5 times the speed. And we send this data every minute, every second, every hour to MIT Media Labs and Monsanto. So if we could do it for them, we could very easily do it for ourselves. In smart cities, for increasing the way in which we do agriculture, for making lives better, we can do it in a big way. This is called hydroponics. This IoT and real action, you can see this in our Mysore laboratory, where actually we are growing these things at 5 times the speed. Like I said, we also fly drones for the UN Peacekeeping Force. We are doing a lot of stuff on so when drones fly here and there, right? Everybody wants to take a very nice picture. अरे drone आया, picture खींच रहा है. The reality is he is collecting data, and whether it is an enemy drone or is it for some other clandestine purpose, we don't know, right? So this is a big challenge. Is it my drone or is it an enemy drone? Who's actually, in fact, in the borders, you don't even know whose drone it is, right? So identification of which drone it is and what it is doing in our territory is a big affair. Whether it's, let's say, there's a very important occasion like this happening, and we want only our smart city people, Indians, to really witness all this which is happening here. Suddenly you find a drone. Everybody thinks, oh, there's a photographer, he has sent a drone here and it's collecting some pictures. So we all give a smile and we are happy. But the reality is, we don't know whose drone it is, right? And what's happening with your data. That is what is very important. So when we talk about AI, ML, etc., we should have an end-to-end determination as to what's happening with this data. This is what we have done in some other smart cities. Air quality monitoring, everybody speaks about it. Because of paucity of time, I won't go into it. I spoke about this special device, right? So this is a small boomerang, the echocardiogram, which has only 2 points, one and second point. Within 2 minutes, your full echocardiogram with 34 parameters, with 90% accuracy will be relayed to the doctor, even from the village. Cost only 100 to 200 rupees per patient, that's it. Whereas in a hospital, it will cost 2,500 rupees on any sort of equipment with only 60% accuracy. This is the sort of smart thing which we need to do in most smart cities and smart villages. Make healthcare affordable to the masses. There is a lot of terminology here as to how it calculates with such accuracy. It's a multi-sensor, self-regulating device, okay, chaos theory-based device, which makes this happen. Another very classic example, every government office, every office across India has a machine, right? A desktop, PC, or a laptop, right? Or a server. You know how much energy is being wasted? It's actually published report. 50% of energy from every device is wasted. So we have made an AI ML algorithm based bot which sits on every machine, no sensors. It sits on every machine, pure software. It sits on every machine and reduces the energy consumption from 30 to 50%. This is actual SLA which we guarantee, right? To make a city smart, all its offices, everywhere, this is the sort of thing which has to be installed. It will make a big difference in the energy conservation, starting from the full country itself. There are multiple US patents. In fact, our software hour meter is more accurate than many branded names out there, which are hardware based. Already we have installed this in 5.2 million devices. I'll straight away go to, in SBI, for example, across India, 250,000 machines, 35,000 branches. We have implemented this, it's working for the last 3 years. And we have saved them in, there is a published report on their portal that IPN Plus has saved, this bot has saved them $5 million. Actual money. Right? And our model is very simple. Out of the energy saved, we don't charge upfront. Out of the energy saved, we say, you keep 50%, you give us 50%. This is real IoT and bot and AI ML algorithm technology in action. This can be done in every smart city. Every government office will have lots of PCs, desktops, laptops, right? But a lot of them are wasting a lot of energy. So you can save easily 30 to 50% energy, actual bottom line saving. As we speak, we are also talking to NIC and so on, because there is a lot of scope in this sort of thing across the country. We have a lot of customers even outside of India who have embraced this very happily. We can also do this for data centers. For example, the Aadhaar data center, a lot of optimization has been done using this sort of technology. Now, the heart of every security we speak about, right, is a triumvirate. Okay? One, there is software, which we should know. Whatever you are doing, is it being hacked? Suppose you are sending some budget data from one state to another. People can track it, they can hack it, they know exactly what's happening in reality. So that's on the software side. The second is these cutting edge vision cameras. Sridhar, my friend, is here. They actually make this sort of cutting edge stuff, which the camera itself is the storage, is the processing unit, is the analyzing unit, everything is in the camera. A Nirbhaya sort of case wouldn't have happened if this camera was installed in those buses. And that's the beauty of what we do with this. Okay. And the third piece, so security is not over yet. Third piece is the wireless, right? There is software, there is vision, and then there is wireless which you can't see. And the beauty about this is again made in Bangalore. There's the integrated team which is making this backpack. What this backpack does, I will just show you briefly. We call these cameras frictionless devices. Why? Because it's not an IP camera, it's an next-gen camera. We call them autonomous cameras. Because the time it takes for you to send data from a camera to an NVR, DVR, to the cloud, etc., you have to take action instantly in microseconds, not after the event is over, right? In most vision systems, what happens? Remember the Boston bombing? Because of some such cameras by a company called Tyco, within 1 minute, they were able to trace that guy and catch that guy. Why? Because the total action happened there at the edge, not that you record somewhere, then you analyze it after a few days. By that time, the guy perpetrator is already gone. No use. You have to do it instantly. Action has to happen instantly with this sort of technology. So we are currently trying out in multiple places, airports, you name it, banks. In fact, one of the largest installations is the Axis Bank, 2,000 branches across India, where the full command center, etc. is running. Pricing has actually implemented. Now, I told you about what's happening in the backpack. This is what it does. So let's say there's an earthquake. Anybody who has a cell phone, we can trace him within 25 centimeters accuracy. Suppose you are 10 kilometers away. We'll zero in and finally locate you very, very soon within 25 centimeters accuracy. So if there's a large building, let's say there's a multi-story building. In that multi-story building, it's like a 3D Google Maps. We can tell, if you have a cell phone, we'll tell who is where exactly. So in fact, for a jail, let's say there's a drug peddler in a jail, you allow him to make phone calls outside to his other guys who are distributing drugs, right? You can catch each of those guys if this device is there. So typically what happens, we give it to a police, a commando guy. The commando will move around with his backpack and locate those people from where the call is coming. We can also selectively jam calls. We can also see who's phoning to whom and here to both. Okay? This is the other sort of technology which is required in smart cities to make cities even more smarter. Okay? That's it, friends. So I thought I'll keep it short. There is a lot of cutting-edge stuff which is possible. IoT, edge computing, these are not just buzzwords. If you go deep enough, there is a lot of possibility which we can do for our country. Especially in smart cities, we can do multiple things which are even more smarter, which is even more value for money for our country. That's it. Thanks everyone, and I would like to thank all